Yo,
Yo, what is good, my boys? Football
what
is back. Um, I guess the cold just decided to come with football. As you can see, me and Ethan are wearing a little bit heavier things on today. It's pretty brick out here, Chris.
not where I'm from. It's pretty hot today. Pretty rainy. Welcome to Florida.
Must be nice.
But I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
I'm Ethan, and I don't think y'all understand. Y'all gotta hit the subscribe button, the like, and the comment, and the notification bell right now.
Yo, we giving stuff away.
We're
literally
trying.
giving
We're
stuff
really
away.
trying to do this giveaway, and because people won't subscribe, we're debating how we're gonna do this and what we're gonna do.
If y'all want, I'll get rid of these Travis stocks. Like, just let me know. Just give it away.
I might have to just say, yo, 75 subscribers. I'm gonna have to take them myself. But
I might have to just make a burner account.
a few. But guys, we definitely gotta talk about this weekend of football. It was a crazy Sunday. We even saw some pretty good games yesterday, somewhat. No shade to Christian Giants, but anyways,
Hey, no shade to the Jets either.
we'll talk about that now. But anywho, we got the NBA going on right now. Celtics and Heat are playing currently. Ethan's kind of watching down the side, right? I hope keeping us posted. Definitely got to talk about Clippers and Nuggets because we all thought that was a waste of breath last week, and here we are again talking about it. And referring back to Chris's hat, Chris, let me see your hat real quick. Texas Rangers. For the people that don't know, that's actually going to be a very important team to be mentioning for the next 2 months.
Yep.
So let's get into this, guys. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Yo, so before we start, actually, because I just remembered this, college football is looking kind of messy right now. There was a few games Saturday. I watched a few of them because I was really itching like a heroin addict for some football. And
Pause there though. I can tell myself that too because I was watching like Kansas State versus like some other weird team. I was watching Army football. I was acting like I was a college football fiend. That's how bad I missed football. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, exactly. Like, yo, I was watching the best game I saw was Notre Dame, even though they were playing a trash team, but
Yeah, I
it
watched
was
that game
not
too.
crazy. But the Big Ten and Pac-12 were not playing. And all of us are thinking, all right, this is going to be the ACC. We're just going to be watching this, the SEC, no Big Ten, no Pac-12. It is what it is. Next thing you know, a few days later, we start hearing that they might be making this comeback. So I just want to know what you guys think about this. Should they really make a comeback even though COVID is strong on some of these campuses?
I don't know, dog. It's kind of hard to tell if if it kind of depends on this first week, depending on how these other colleges go about it and how successful they are in not contracting COVID. So if you see like virtually nobody contract COVID, I think you can move forward, but it just has to be one team slip up and that's it. Like there goes the season. I feel like in college, because like we were talking about earlier, these kids are in like in their dorms, they're partying
There are
like
frats doing
yeah.
a thing right now.
Damn well they've been in quarantine for the past like 4 months. They get to campus and they're at their frat house throwing it up, chilling like so. I don't know, dog. It's iffy.
Ethan, I saw you shaking your head no from jump. What's going through your mind about this?
There's just too many people. Like, all it takes is one college to ruin everything. And there's way too much college parties, teams. Like, it's just too much to even go past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me looking at it, I think for me, the biggest thing about it is it kind of makes you look too money hungry in a sense. Because at first it's like, oh, okay, cool. You guys care about your student athletes. That's dope. We all thought that colleges were, these D-holes that don't care. And then they come and go, damn, the ACC making some good money, son. We might have to, make
Might
a
have to
comeback.
step that back up, son.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, that's the part that looks kind of off to me. Like, I kind of agree with both of you. If you can manage to, like, really tell these kids, like, look, this is your chance of getting drafted. Don't screw it up. Try to go out there and just worry about playing, then cool. But we know that's a great chance of not happening, like Ethan's saying. And
Yeah.
some of these schools be bugging out. with some of these parties.
And I feel like at times as well, like they're not as organized. Obviously, they're not going to be as organized as the NFL, NBA, any of those organizations. So I feel like at the same time, like, bro, just to be honest, like where I go now, USF, you know how our COVID testing is done to go like on campus?
Yeah.
You guys want to know? It's
Yeah.
literally one of those quick surveys that pull up on your phone. Like if you scan something, says, do you have COVID? No. Do you have any symptoms of COVID? No. Have you been around anybody? Have you been around anybody with COVID in the past 24 hours? No. All right, you're granted your pass to go on. 3 questions, literally yes and no. Like if you had COVID, you wouldn't know. Like it's not a good look.
I mean, that sounds better than Willie P. You want to hear Willie P's?
What's that?
Please take your temperature.
Bro, they don't even take your temperature though.
They don't take our temperature. We have to do it at home. Mind you, let's be real. How many people are really taking their temperature before they go to school?
Probably not
Nobody.
a lot.
The next question, have you had COVID? No. Have you left the state? No. And then the rest is, if you answered yes to any of these questions, please answer these. So I'll answer 3 questions and go to school.
Yeah, dog. There's not even like stations, anything set up at school. Like you literally just walk. It's like a normal day. You walk the campus, you walk into your class, and you walk out. Like if you got a mask on, like hoop-de-doo to you. If you don't, just don't get caught by a security guard because they'll just tell you to put on a mask. Like it's not even enforced. Like I haven't even seen security like that on campus or anything. So God only knows if things are going to be looking that way for college football. And it looks like E has dropped the call. He no longer wants to talk to you guys. So there he goes. There he goes. He's coming back. He's coming back. You guys are worth his time. Hey, welcome back. Glad we're worth your time.
And Dad froze for like 2 minutes. I couldn't hear anything. I was like, yo, what just happened?
That's the beauty of Wi-Fi, bro.
Yep.
But this ain't going to be a college football talk the whole time. Let's talk to the real stuff here. The reason why these kids play in college, the NFL. So we can go 2 routes here. We can either talk about our picks and talk about where we went wrong or where we went right, or we can all vent right now about our teams and get it out the way.
I said let's vent.
All right, so who wants to vent first? Because you know if I vent first.
You got it, Dan. Start it up.
So, 2 positives I'm going to take away from the Jets. 1, Marcus May looked freaking amazing, and he was doing his thing. They slid him into Jamal Adams' role, and he ended up having pretty much Jamal Adams' same exact stats that Jamal Adams had that same day. That's definitely a good sign. You guys remember I was really big on Marcus May. Ethan, you remember when they came into the store, I was like, yo, this kid's going to be nasty for the Jets. Like, watch, he's like that.
Okay.
And the other positive is Mekhi Becton, the rookie that we drafted at left tackle. He looked amazing. He got a really good grade. He had some nice blocks. He had a few little mistakes, but, you know, he's a rookie. It's time to learn.
Yeah, good.
Third positive, Le'Veon Bell didn't, I guess, tear the freaking hamstring off his muscle.
He's still out, though.
Yeah,
he's out for what, like a couple weeks though, right?
3 weeks, they said.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, it's because they changed the IR a lot this year because of COVID and stuff, so it's a little messed up. But yo, son, that game was terrible. Yo, I was telling you guys remember I was texting the whole time in the chat. Yo, if I see another missed sack, if I see another missed tackle, I'm gonna spat. Even Marcus May, who was doing his thing, he missed like I want to say maybe 2 sacks from overrunning Josh Allen. So it's a good sign that the defense isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And the injury bug still killed us in game 1. And I don't know what's good with the Jets. We just got to get rid of Adam Gase, apparently, because, Adam
That's
Gase
the best thing.
blows. Like, he sucks. I don't know why he's even our coach. You remember, Ethan, the first day I heard about this, I was like, why are we even wasting our time doing this? Why are we signing him?
He should have been got fired last year. But good luck to
good luck to you. I mean, it could be worse. You could be a Giants fan.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk. Hold on, let me talk my shit real quick. You were talking all that crap about Le'Veon Bell in the chat, and then what did your boy Saquon Barkley do? Let me hear that. Let me hear how many.
Only had 6 yards rushing.
Just
out of 15 carries.
Okay,
so, you know what I'm saying?
Let's get that out the way now.
It was a 0.4, 0.5 average. You know what I'm saying? Very bad. But the one positive that I had of this game is that Daniel Jones, even though he threw 2 picks, he looked decent though. He had some couple stretches where he drove down the field, and I think the second pick he threw it in the end zone.
Yeah, that was
On
that
some
little
dumb
hand
shit.
grenade that he threw. He like,
Yeah,
Yeah. But he looked really good coming in. I mean, to be a young quarterback, he looked good. He looked a lot better than Eli Manning did 2 years ago. So, I mean, I can't complain about that. Uh, the wide receivers don't look that bad. Darius Slayton doesn't look all that horrible to be a nobody. Um, Sterling Shepard was Sterling Shepard. He didn't really do anything.
Minka was locking up Evan
Yeah.
Ingram. That was the only thing.
Yeah. So, and even Evan Ingram, I don't even think he barely touched the ball.
he had a
He had like
few.
one
It was
catch.
nothing crazy.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
didn't have
nothing.
anything to. I mean, the defense sucked as usual. That's it, dog. Not much to talk about the Giants. I mean,
You want to switch over to your Bucks?
oh, what do you mean, my Bucks? I don't like how you guys come at me. Yo, does anybody have that picture now that we talk about Bucks? Anybody want to pull up the picture of me as a kid?
Yeah. So as you
Uh,
talk about you and your Bucks, we'll pull up the picture of you real quick for you.
Please, because I don't appreciate you guys coming at my neck like I just turned into a Bucks fan. Please, show that off. Yeah. You see the Warren Sapp jersey with the visor? Young
Don't
Chris in
mind
the
the screen
cut.
protector. The screen protector is taking a lot of damage over this quarantine.
Nah. And I low key, I feel the opposite for Tom Brady, dog. I felt like he was really uncomfortable. I feel like the offense wasn't clicking for him. Like I feel
No.
like it.
I was trying to tell y'all gonna be this year's Cleveland Browns, where there's so much talent. Y'all just
Nah,
don't.
not the Cleveland Browns.
No,
He'll
look,
figure it out.
y'all not gonna get smoked to that extent, but the expectation level of making it somewhere and not getting there is.
I think he give it to
That's-
week 3 or 4. He'll figure it out, son. He's Tom Brady.
I mean,
don't
y'all didn't
think,
have Mike Evans either.
and that too. But I don't think Mike Evans. Yeah, Mike Evans does make a pretty big difference.
Even if Mike Evans doesn't get a touch, that's somebody you have to be like, yo, watch him. Like, please watch him because he's gonna kill us.
Yeah, and Leonard Fournette barely touched the ball too. I think he didn't even have more than 10
Yeah,
yards.
Ronald Jones led in that.
And I don't even think Ronald Jones had 100 yards. So
Nah, he
No,
got like 10
not even
fantasy
close.
points, bro. Like
Sound-
it came from like 40 rushing yards, I want to say, and like a few receptions.
yeah. So that was, I don't know. You could tell watching the game too, because I watched the whole game and it looked very uncomfortable. It looked like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. The tight ends did though. I mean, OJ Howard was out there. Gronkowski barely touched the ball.
He only had like 2 plays.
Yeah, literally had like 2 catches, I think. So very uncomfortable for the Bucks offense. The defense looked trash as suspect. That's it, dog. I mean, it was the same thing that people thought it was gonna be. They definitely weren't gonna win, right off the jump without having any sort of preseason, without having any sort of, real
Long training camps.
real training camp. Like that was expected. And then everybody in Tampa knows that their defense is trash, so that's nothing new.
And the biggest heartbreak of the week, Ethan. Talk about your Bengals.
My Joe Burrow. Yeah, he had a good start. I'm not gonna lie. He ran a touchdown, 20 yards. He was moving.
Looking nice, bro.
He was moving down the field, but that kick at the end, we got blocked for the tie. It was just heartbreaking. We could have had it too, but it was just heartbreaking. Joe Mixon didn't do nothing. The whole offense was out of whack, but Joe Burrow will keep up. It's gonna take him a couple weeks, but the defense again out of whack too.
Yeah.
Even with Tyrod Taylor, like he should not be throwing dots at people out of all players. But yeah, it was a frustrating loss, losing by 3.
I don't know how you guys feel about just football in general this week. I don't know. I found it to be very, very sloppy football.
Yeah.
Like I think the training camps really do make a difference. The preseason really does make a difference. And prior to him, who gave it for lack of better words, who gave a shit about preseason football?
I'm looking at it now. I'm like, damn, son, I really wish we had preseason.
Yeah, I really wish we had some sort of preseason, because this is pretty much our preseason. The next couple weeks are gonna be teams figuring each other out. Teams really going out there and seeing who's good.
Then, I think this is gonna be the worst year because they were talking about this on the Jets game and the Bills game, how they're gonna have to keep switching play calls because there's no fans in some stadiums, and even then, it's not as loud as it normally would be in most stadiums. So you could hear the play calls and certain like calls being made. So they're gonna have to continuously switch them, and that's gonna be confusing as hell.
Yeah. So I don't know. We said it a couple weeks ago. It's going to be interesting to see how football pans out, and I'm really excited to see these next couple weeks just to see that inclusion start to come in and really that cohesive of teams when they really start to play, good football. Because right now it's pretty sloppy football.
I mean, hey, we had our picks. We're gonna be doing this every week. I went 9-7. You and Ethan both tied for 10-6. I think the
Okay.
most surprising games had to be me picking the Cardinals over the 49ers and being correct.
Yeah, I had no faith in that game. I really thought the 49ers were going to run away with that one.
I had a weird feeling just because I was like, I don't know, after what I saw in the Super Bowl with the 49ers defense in some areas, I feel like they're going to attack that, and I guess that's what he did.
Yeah.
And then Ethan had 2 picks over us. He picked the Packers and the Seahawks. We picked Falcons and Vikings.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers came out blazing.
Word. So, while Chris handles something real quick, E, what you think, yo? How you think this football season gonna end up being? You think it's gonna be this?
It's hard to say. I mean, I hope it manages to stay, but they're already putting fans in the stands. Like, it's already OD. Like, they don't need to do that. Just make nobody there. Keep it nice and quiet. Let them do what they have to do, and that's it. But there's like 128 players sitting down and on the field. That is way too many people on top of each other right now.
Yeah, staff, players, they got the fans on top of all of that. Like, I don't. I'm curious to see it. I hope football can last, and I think it can. But let's see what happens.
I don't see none of the cautious takes they're doing right now.
I think more for the fans, which I'm curious to see what happens with the fans. Like, I hope they kind of keep track of who has COVID through the fans and stuff. So that's going to be a major part of this year,
Exactly.
especially
But
because yeah.
I'm just excited to watch it. Like, it was very entertaining that Sunday just to see it till 11 o'clock that day. It was just 1 to 11. Watch it every single game. It was very fun to see.
I feel you, bro. Even yesterday, they had the 2 Monday night games: Titans and Broncos, Giants and Steelers. Like, it was, they got it back.
Yeah, it was still entertaining because that's what we missed, that Sunday and Monday. We had nothing else but basketball, and that was like a game early, and that's it.
Speaking of basketball, what's the score right now?
Last time I checked, it was halftime 55-52, Miami up.
That's my pick. Miami. I was gonna tell you guys this before the show. I have Miami beating the Celtics just because Miami beat the Bucks. That was a bigger challenge than the Celtics having to beat the Raptors, and I feel like that momentum is gonna carry for them. They feel very confident. They just took out Giannis. What's stopping them?
That's fair. That's fair.
You
I
still
got
got the
Celtics,
Celtics?
though. Yeah, I still got my Celtics. I mean, there's something about Tatum, Jalen, and Kemba that could just make it far, but they're missing Haywood. That's what's killing them. They have to put Marcus Smart starter.
Yeah, they might really have to debate that if things get out of hand. They might just be like, "Yo, we need to start Mark Smart because ain't no other route about going around this."
Exactly. They got to guard Jimmy Butler the whole game because that man's a problem.
Yeah, he could turn it on whenever he chooses to.
Exactly.
That's the scary
What
part.
about what about the other side? The Clippers and Nuggets.
Yo, I'm mad that we're even talking about this right now because we really thought that we were like, all right, by Tuesday's episode, we won't even be talking about this. This is gonna be done. This series is not worth the time, and here we are, Game 7, yet again with the Nuggets.
It's something about that 3-1 Nuggets that they just turn up the next 2 games, the 3 games.
Like, and it's crazy because the Clippers had some leads. They had a 16-point lead in one and a 17-point in the other one by halftime.
Yep.
I still got the Clippers just because of that. They had leads in 2 games and they ended up losing the lead. So it's not that they weren't killing them. It's just they weren't continuing the slaughter of the Nuggets. Like, they kind of just start, I guess you could say, letting off on the gas pedal and stuff, and people just don't hit shots. People don't. Just put the ball in Kawhi's hands. Let him handle what he has to handle. Lou Will has been getting murdered by Jamal Murray, and
Yeah.
Montrezl Harrell's been getting murdered by Jokic. So I feel like they just really had to try to make sure that they both are off the court when both of them are on the court, and just have it as defensive as you can on them. Just make them uncomfortable, make them miss shots. They're a young team. Kawhi's a champion.
Agreed. Like you got to put the ball in Kawhi's hands more because he's gonna go off. He's been here before.
Welcome back, my boy.
Whew. I'm sorry, guys.
Now you good.
Good
We're talking Celtics and Heat. I have the Heat winning that series just because, like I said, they got a bigger challenge in the Bucks last series, and they ended up coming up on top. You still got Celtics?
Of course.
Word.
The
And
Heat
then,
got lucky, son.
nah, bro. Jimmy Butler like that. We're talking about that. Jimmy Butler like that.
And Giannis got hurt. You really thinking?
All right. But anyways, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game that me and Ethan were just talking about, Clippers and Nuggets. We're talking about how it's even crazy we're talking about this right now.
Yeah. It's crazy that Game 7's going on.
You got the Clippers still coming out, Chris, or you think the Nuggets pulled this upset?
Nah, Clippers. There's no way they. I don't know. There is a way, but I don't see them coming out. And if they do, they get smoked by Los Angeles anyways. You think Denver's gonna beat the Lakers?
If they pulled off beating the Clippers, I think they could pull off beating the Lakers.
Either way, the Lakers are winning, but
Look at
Can
Ethan.
we at least agree whoever comes out the West wins?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree. No matter, I think even if the Nuggets go all the way, they'll beat.
Nah,
They
the
could-
Nuggets, I don't know.
I think the Nuggets could beat Miami, and I think
They
they
can
get.
beat the Celtics.
I think if it's Celtics, I think 6 or 7. It'll stretch.
And if it goes to 7, we see what happens with the Nuggets. If it goes to 7.
Yeah. So.
I don't see the Lakers losing if the Nuggets get it. I see a sweep automatic, but we'll see.
Bro, we thought that this series was done, and look at us again now talking about this.
Yeah.
That's true.
So don't sleep on Jamal Murray.
Let's see. I mean, you mean your cuz? I mean,
I can see what my Christmas present about to be. Yo, y'all about to get me a damn Jamal Murray shirt and be like, yo, you have to wear this now. At least.
bruh, wait till your birthday comes up. Wait till Christmas. Whatever's closest, you're getting a jersey.
Got that.
Oh man, y'all some clowns.
Or I'm gonna see if I find a shirt with him yelling at the top of his lungs, and it's like at the front, and that's what you're gonna get.
Dan's just gonna get packaged one day by Chris. Like, yo, what is this? He's gonna open it up.
Wow.
I'm gonna be like, wow, I love the fact that he cares about me so much, but I'm kind of tight. He really got me this Jamal Murray shirt.
Oh man.
So talking bubble, since that's the route the NBA decided to go, the MLB just broke news this morning that they're deciding better late than never, I guess, with a bubble. So the reason I brought up Chris's hat earlier when we're doing the intro, they're talking about doing the World Series at the Texas Rangers Stadium in Arlington.
Yeah, Arlington, right outside of Dallas.
Yeah, and then for the championship series and all the other series, they're playing – no, the championship series, my fault. Just the championship series, they're planning on doing a bubble in L.A. for the American League teams at Dodger Stadium in the NL, and they're debating on doing – this dude would send me a text of Jamal Murray. I'm thinking he's about to send me something sweet. But so they're also thinking of doing the NL teams at the Texas Stadium, even though it's an AL ballpark. So
that doesn't make any sense. But.
Yeah, they basically got everything screwed up there. But I don't know. Baseball, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting postseason just because of the simple fact that we barely saw a real season, and any team kind of has a chance right now.
That's a fact. I don't know. I'm not even excited to see the playoffs. To
you know
be
why?
honest.
Because our Yankees.
Because the Yankees are barely going to make it in.
I mean, they're up right now, 7-1 on Toronto.
Yeah, and Stanton's back, so that's a good thing. What is it? He's coming back the 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
I did get a message. I don't know if it's the 18th exactly, but I know it's coming back this week for sure.
Yeah, so
that's definitely a good sign. But knowing Stanton, he's gonna run the bases and pull a hamstring or something. So
Bro, that is. Tell me, Stan hasn't been the biggest bust for the Yankees. What has he done to really prove his trade? That trade that they did has he really valued his trade? I feel like he hasn't.
So I feel like regular season, the first year he got here, he did, but then he got injured like right before the playoffs. Comes back for the playoffs and did absolutely nothing. Last year, did absolutely nothing for the playoffs either.
This year he's been hurt until now, so
It's one of those things where it's like I feel like the trade they made it for the reason of the postseason. It just has not panned out at all.
yeah.
So I don't know what they're gonna do about that. I know honestly, like they gotta figure something out.
Is his contract up anytime soon or no?
Hell no.
No.
Remember he signed like that 10-year deal with the Marlins and we traded for him.
You're right.
Yep.
They did. That was a massive contract, isn't it? Damn. I don't know what the yearly is. Do you know what the yearly is?
I'll look it up right
Oh,
now.
here we go. I got it. 25 mil a year. Averaging 25 mil a year. That's a lot.
Ethan's face.
Man.
For 10 years?
That's a lot to just get hurt.
I mean, Chris, it was a 10-year contract.
I'd get hurt every now and then too if I was getting paid 25 mil. You know what I'm saying? Miami hurt, coach. Take me out.
Take a vacation.
Take a quick vacay.
And it's crazy because he gave up Starlin Castro and 2 prospects. And Starlin Castro ends up being pretty decent in Miami, and he's been on a few teams now. And we traded Jose Devers, who ends up being a good prospect. I think I'm not sure if he ended up on Boston or if he's still with the Marlins, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I know he's played a few times. He's not done that bad.
So they're gonna end up doing the World Series in Arlington too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you just picked a state that's known for having like mad COVID cases right now. That's definitely the route to go.
Yeah, bro. Why pick it in like Wyoming where nobody lives or something like that? You know?
Why not
pick it in California and Texas, the 2 worst states? But
yeah, you know what the problem is though, because it's going on until like October 28th.
you know what's the problem?
They did this.
They didn't pick Florida. Should have picked Florida. I think Florida would have been a better look than California. A lot more COVID cases.
I mean, even then, look what's going on with the wildfires right now, which is devastating right now. And
I was definitely joking, but
no, I mean, because the thing is, look at the NBA players; they're fine. If you would have done it the smart way, like I wouldn't have mind if I wouldn't care about Florida.
Oof. So you're right.
It's just for me personally, the wildfire thing is what has me like, I wonder now because they already canceled the Giants and Mariners game today because the quality, like the air quality, is so bad that they were like, we're not playing this. So pretty much, like, I'm curious to see, like, what if this doesn't go away for the next month, let's say, and it's just an ongoing thing, and what happens then? They're not gonna be able to play, and they're gonna have to keep postponing games and stuff, and it's gonna get out of hand quick.
You should have made the bubble.
They should have done the bubble from the beginning. I don't know how the bubble, like in the playoffs, is going to affect anything going forward.
Exactly.
But you know,
they'd have to start the playoffs. Do you even start the playoffs 2 weeks after? Because that cool down is like a little much.
Yeah, that too. I was gonna say, like, I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing that the NFL is doing. Just test the hell out of those guys until their noses bleed. I feel like honestly that's what the NFL is doing. I mean, they're testing those guys like 3 days a week. They test them right before the game on whatever game that they're playing. They test them in the middle of the week, and then they test them right after the game, like that day after the game.
That's the schedule they're going with. Because I heard a schedule they were going to go with was every day but game day.
Oh well, shit! If it's every day, then they really got some nosebleeds going on.
Yeah, because I heard it was every day except the day of the game.
Oof, I heard 3 days a week, but damn, every day? Could you imagine getting that shit stuck up your nose every day? Nah, dog.
It might be the 3 times a week. People probably complained about it, and then it became the 3 times a week. Because what I heard was a rumor. I wasn't sure how true it was.
Oh, shit. Either way,
maybe in the beginning.
Yeah, but
can you imagine the, like, logistics behind that? Just having so many COVID tests?
Bro, they're probably digging parts of your brain out at that point.
Yeah, at that point,
Yeah.
just in here, just take some. Why not? Oh man.
Chris, now that you're talking about testing, me and Ethan actually were talking about that when you were gone for a few minutes. We're talking about, do you think the NFL season ends on time, not just gets cut short because of COVID?
I think they'll push it through. I think it ends on time. Just because the owners in the NFL are different than the owners in the NBA, MLB. Those are really some guys that don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Those are
those
really
ones
some
are
guys
greedy.
that they're billionaires and they want to see football. They bought a football team for a reason, not to give a shit about their players, but to see football. And we've seen that in past years with different subjects and stuff. So I feel like the NFL is a completely different ball game.
Where they'll be like, "You got COVID? All right, homie.
You
Pat you
saw
on your back.
Jerry.
Good luck."
You saw Jerry Jones on Sunday. All his players were taking knees and stuff. They put him, and he was like,
The
Yeah, he
last
was
one out of
watching just
everybody.
down there like,
he
"All
was
right,
just watching them
you
like,
kneeling, you kneeling, you're kneeling."
"Yup, Jerry." I'm telling you, the owners in the NFL are different.
And
They're
I've heard he doesn't come out with statements at all for
no for nothing.
nothing.
So
He's the worst one out of everybody.
yeah, he is. He really is. But
I mean, hey, that's why nobody likes the Cowgirls. Well, what can we say?
hey,
No one does.
Speaking of Cowgirls, let me go back to Chris's Giants real quick because I saw this stat and it was very interesting. I just want to end on these two stats for you guys.
okay.
One stat was that the Giants have the worst record in the last 3 seasons
I
in
can
the
tell you
NFL,
now that
and
you say
that
I
includes the year that the Browns went 0-16.
bro, and I could tell you an even better stat. Look at their average points per game. They haven't averaged over 20 points per game.
You want to hear a worse stat than that one? This one had me like nice, and this is still the Jets coach. In 2 seasons under Adam Gase, the Jets have 60 more punts than touchdowns.
Wow.
60 more punts than touchdowns.
Damn.
Hey, the field goals. Nothing.
And Adam Gase is our coach. Round of applause for
Well, round of
ownership.
applause for both New York teams. Matter of fact, round of applause for all New York teams. All of them. You guys are meeting all expectations of being
Whoa.
jack shit.
Gonna be in New York.
Yeah.
That's why Ethan don't claim no teams over here.
Nope, only in Mets.
And even then,
He said,
I
"Let
might-
me find some team in the Midwest." You know
But
what I'm
hey,
saying?
the Mets might turn it around. Cohen bought them.
Yeah, A-Rod did. A-Rod was real far away from that bid.
Yeah,
He ended up buying them for
Salty.
two bill, bro. And then A-Rod and J-Lo were here like $225 million. He said, "Nah, bro, you're about $1.5 billion, $1.7 billion away from buying us. So get
You
away
know what that
from me."
reminds me of? That reminds me of eBay, son. When you're selling something on eBay for like $400 and somebody comes in with like $100 bid, and you're like, like, really? You really thought this was
Really?
gonna work?
You thought you was gonna do something?
But I've heard that he isn't afraid to spend some money, so hopefully the Mets can spend that money and get back on track. Because last time they won the World Series was 2016.
Or hopefully he spends all that money and they still suck. Because
Thanks.
it's you know what I'm saying?
I mean, my thing with that is, at least if the Mets are a little bit better, it forces the Yankees to try to be that team. And maybe, they sit Gary Sanchez's bum ass on the fucking bench for a few games and tell him to think about all the strikes he is swinging at and missing terribly, and all the balls that he can't block still to this day.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll take New York for now. It's fine. We don't mind.
Bro,
That's
the Yankees can be the worst team in New York sports for 5 years, and they still won't be the worst team in New York sports ever in history. It is
You're
bad.
not wrong. It's the
Hey.
Jets, so you're not wrong.
Bro, in every other sport but baseball, I am a championship virgin when it comes to my football and basketball team.
Yeah, I don't know if the Jets and Knicks are worse. Actually, I don't know. It's kind of a hard challenge.
It is.
Maybe Knicks.
Maybe.
Let's end on that note. Who do you think wins the championship first? The Jets, the Giants, the Knicks, or let's leave it like that.
Damn, that's a hard question. Why you putting people on blast like that? They're
Well,
gonna be.
let's throw the Mets in there too. The only reason I don't put the Yankees because Yankees are title contenders and the Nets have Kyrie and KD, so that ain't fair.
That's true.
So, who do you think wins the championship first between the Knicks, the Mets, the Giants, and the Jets?
Damn.
Giants.
I say Giants too.
Really? I was gonna say the Mets.
Or the Mets. Definitely not the Jets though.
Oh,
Definitely
no.
not the Jets.
Yeah, Joe.
Yo, but we're talking about like this is 20 years from now though. We're gonna come back and be like, damn, remember when we predicted this on the Radical Souls
20?
podcast?
Bro, my grandchildren gonna come up to me and be like, Grandpa, what's this? And he's gonna be like, what's YouTube? I'm gonna be like, oh, Sonny, do I have a story for you? I'm gonna show him our podcast. He's gonna be like, wow.
Wow,
Hey,
you guys,
and you
just
guys-
sucks.
And you guys still haven't seen a championship? That's crazy. Why do you still like them? I'm gonna be like, yo, you bad mouthing me? Go to the corner. Go to the corner. Think about what you just said.
He's a
Oh,
yo,
man.
what's a knickerbocker?
Nah, James Dolan gonna find a way to still be in his grave owning that team. I don't know how he's gonna pull it off, but he's literally gonna be in a casket just there like this, and still have the team ownership, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't see that's the only person in New York that I see never getting like out, and I don't know how he can manage that. It's gonna take a lot. Like, it's gonna take somebody finally just burning Madison Square Garden to the floor, which hopefully never happens. But
Yeah, that never happened.
like, James Dolan will never sell that team.
Right.
Well, that's a good way to leave off there.
Facts. The struggle of New York.
That's a great
Oh.
captain.
At least the city itself is nice. It makes up for our team sucking dirty balls.
That's true. That's
True.
true. You can't have it all. Can't have a nice city and good sports. Why?
Who cares about the sports anyways?
Then you'd be like Boston. You know what I'm saying? An ugly ass city with decent sports.
Exactly.
Even then.
Exactly.
We'll leave that for another episode, though, because we got less than a minute. Guys, we'll do the fantasy show tomorrow, which starts up. There's going to be a weekly thing.
Yes,
Now we
sir.
go on Thursday.
All
Oh,
right.
trash. We'll do it.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.